Welcome to the quietest ones in the room with your host, Trey. Welcome back. It's got to be said, you are the most intelligent people on the face of the planet. And all it took was for you to click onto this video and hear the sound of my voice. So again, thank you. Let's get into it. I came across something that made me think about the late Kevin Samuels, the late, great Kevin Samuels. Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. And I could only imagine many of the things he would say regarding this topic that I'm going to bring up, this individual that I'm going to bring up. And let's just call it what it is, the beautiful Halle Berry. Okay, she's in the news for a couple different things that I want to discuss. The allure of Halle Berry since she came into the movie scenes honestly, as a great actress. She's grown in front of our eyes. Everyone knows and everyone has said how beautiful she is as a woman. But we also know the relationship struggles she's had. And for many women who observe Halle Berry, they've been trying to figure out for so long, how is it that someone of her caliber seemingly can't keep a relationship going? She's been divorced 3 times. And there was some article that came out from Complex, and I just want to read the headline to you. It says, Halle Berry says she manifested boyfriend Van Hunt after 3 divorces. And I just want to read what he said. This is just very heartfelt. You can feel it. You can feel it. 58-year-old actress said that she was convinced she spiritually called up Van Hunt, 54, following her 3rd divorce in 2016. She said, I manifested him, adding that her previous relationships helped her realize pretty quickly that he was perfect for her. Having gone through 3 divorces, uno, dos, tres, I finally knew what wasn't working. And I realized I was always saying to the universe what I didn't want. Hold on. What is it? Saying to the universe? What does she even mean? You know what? I can already tell in this right here. She doesn't even want to acknowledge God. Oh, to the universe. She don't want to. So I don't know what her belief systems are. I don't know. But let's keep reading. What I didn't want. She said, I was always saying to the universe what I didn't want. What I didn't want. So guess what I did? I manifested what I didn't want. So really, I had to change my thinking, and instead of thinking of what I didn't want, I had to go intentional with what I did want. Woo! Listen up, listen up, listen up. Halle Berry is now in her 50s. Her options aren't what they were when she was in her 20s, 30s, and 40s. So clearly, after 3 divorces, she's going to have to change her expectations in relationships. Now, I don't know the causes behind all of Halle Berry's divorces, but 3 times being divorced is very telling. And it's not so abnormal. Everyone knows, hey, when you get married that first time, what the success rate is versus the failure rate. You got pretty much a 50% shot. When you get to that second marriage, that 50% is now about 60%. When you get to that third marriage, once again, the possibility of divorce increases. And we know this. And we know we need people to fall in love and be married and have children and grow and be a part of a community. We know this is all important. And Halle Berry spoke to the universe and manifested her boyfriend, Van Hunt, who's 54. And I think they've been together for 4 years now. Maybe they'll get married. Maybe they won't. Maybe that's the lesson she's really learned. Is that marriage again for her probably wouldn't make any sense. But you never know. Maybe she will get married after all. So let's jump into this other topic that Halle Berry is in the news for. Okay, I'm gonna read this headline. This is all I don't know what's going on here, but essentially Halle Berry was on the Drew Barrymore show, and she discussed how one morning she tried to go to the bathroom and she couldn't go because it was so painful. And she tried and a little bit of urine would come out and she couldn't go and she would squeeze. And so after about 10 minutes, she finally emptied her bladder, but she didn't feel comfortable. So she decided that she needed to go to the doctor. And when she got to the doctor who examined her told her that she had a really bad case of herpes. And so after it came out that she had a really bad case of herpes, her and Van Hunt, the gentleman that she said she manifested into her life, they battled for about 72 hours trying to figure out who hot potatoed the herpes to the other person. So after about 72 hours, it did come out that she didn't have herpes. It was actually likely something else. The doctor didn't know what it was. She didn't know what it was, but she came to a conclusion that maybe it was premenopause. And these are her words. She said, after the doctor didn't know what it was, she came up with an idea herself. And she said, that's when I came up with dry vagina syndrome that women have when they're in premenopause. And I had all the symptoms of what felt like. And I realized, oh, I'm 54 years old. And I learned that premenopause can start in your late 30s, even in your early 40s, I thought. Clearly, I'm about 54, but at that point, nobody had really had a serious conversation, Halle Berry said. So Halle Berry was misdiagnosed with a very bad, severe case of herpes. And it actually came out that she didn't have that. So it was looking like her and Van Hunt likely weren't going to work out. You would surmise that it seemed like the relationship probably wasn't going to work if herpes was an issue really in the relationship. But maybe they would have navigated it. I don't know. But this is a very interesting case of showing what women navigate in life as they're getting older and they're dating and they're looking to get married, looking for long-term relationships. It's clearly difficult. It's clearly difficult for women. And who would have thought that Halle Berry, the superstar Halle Berry, would be going through so much as she goes through life. I think at one time she was with her ex, one of her ex-husbands was a sex addict, an alleged sex addict. This is a lot. This is a lot. This is a lot. And I often say to myself, many women think when they're married, if they leave that guy that they're with, who's often a good guy, decent, caring, a lot of women get it into their mind that the grass is greener on the other side. So green on the other side. And they leave that security and safety behind, and they enter the world of the wild, wild west, where there's herpes, gonorrhea, chlamydia, so many STDs, HPV, which leads to cancer. And so many people talk about, especially, you're hearing these songs today, wet vagina, and women touting how good their vaginas are. And it's so interesting because clearly not. If it were so good, why relationship after relationship after relationship? Why are they leaving you time and time again? And then what happens is some of these women in their minds, they use their vaginas to manifest the guy that's perfect for them. And then that guy comes along and that guy finds out that, much like the rest of the men found out, that it's not really worth their time because she doesn't have the morals. She doesn't have the qualities that guy might have seen in his mother. She's already had her kid, the body. She's already had her kids. The body's different, like what Halle Berry was saying with dry vagina syndrome, premenopause. Everything has changed, and so the guy's like, you know what, this is fun, and I enjoyed being around you, Halle, or whoever you are. Other women out there, they enjoy their time for about, let's say, 3, at the most 3 years, at the best 5 years, and then they move on and they go to the next relationship. And you're left there with yourself trying to use your vagina to manifest to the universe the next man who is the perfect man that you learn so much from all the other failures, and now you're going to manifest the right guy in your life with your vagina. Stop it. Just stop it. How about young ladies? Don't listen to these women. Ignore them. Stay close to what your grandma used to tell you, which is focus on God. Stay in church. Have your morals and your standards. Disengage from this pop culture shit. Find you a good man who's responsible, who wants children, and you two start a family and you make it through the good and hard times together. That's what you need to do. The 3 divorces and dry vagina, I don't think you want that. I don't think you want that. So take your time. So that's all I got. So please like, subscribe, share. Please share your thoughts in the comments. I don't even know where to, just please share your thoughts in the comments regarding this situation and just the dynamics of where we are in America with relationships. I don't believe that marriage is a scam. I believe that people are scam artists, and people oftentimes get into relationships for the wrong reasons and they continue that trauma that they've had early in their life into those marriages, and they damage from within the union. And so marriages are needed, children are needed, families and communities that thrive are needed. And ignoring these scenarios, it's important to know that these things go on, but ignoring them in the sense of looking at some of these men and women as examples of relationships you should follow is not wise. And I know that Halle Berry is trying to turn this into a success story, and it's just not. It's just not. So, as always, thank you for checking this out, and until next time.